Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to Salon Interactive's Distributor Success Building webinar. John Bertarelli here, and we really thank you for joining. The webinar is 30 minutes of packed information, so I will be brief. As you can tell, all of the attendee microphones are on mute, but if you have any questions, you can post them on the dashboard located on the right-hand side. So please take a few seconds to locate that feature. Joseph Britton, Salon Interactive's Partner Account Manager, who you will meet during the webinar, will reply, so please feel free and type away. Now on to the business at hand. Patty Schmucker, the President of Salon Interactive, is a dynamic force in our industry, as I'm sure most of you are aware. Along with our founder, Jim Bauer, Patty is helping shape the future of our incredible industry. You know, these are such bright and dynamic times for us all. Well, with that said, I would like to introduce you to Patty Schmucker. Thank you.
Thanks, John. A pleasure to have you all here, and we have a really packed house today. So we'll just jump right into it. We have 30 minutes, and I want to make sure that we have a little time for questions and answers at the end. Here's what we're planning on covering today. I wanted to talk a little bit about why being is as important as technology. We'll introduce you to a futurist that has been used by many top industry groups to try and understand where the industry is going. And one of the things you'll hear him talk about is that good enough is dead, and that innovation that is going to be the most valuable as we move forward is less about technology and more about the innovation you're doing for yourself as a human being. You'll hear in this presentation about asking yourself to understand what is going to be your response to all of the changes that are going on around you, and are you driving change instead of being driven by it. We'll talk a little bit about the greatest opportunities in the history of the professional industry that have surfaced as a result of all these changes that are going on. We'll talk about where the industry is today and how, by simply making these innovative changes within your own thinking, you are in a position, by not necessarily investing in huge dollars, to add value to your customers 24/7. You are your client's trusted resource, and we'll show you how, by making some small changes in the way you're addressing the salon and the salon professional, you can actually begin to increase that trust with your client. And finally, we'll talk about how to transcend technology by utilizing it where it makes sense, as well as activating your own human capacity. So let me jump right into it. This graph clearly depicts what we are all experiencing, what we're all learning. You know, the period of time between the invention of the printing press and the telescope was 200 years. And all of the other major kinds of changes that have occurred, 100, 50, 25 years is the span that these changes have taken place. Whereas today, since the 2000s, the kind of change that we're experiencing is making it difficult for all of us to keep up. But as you'll hear in this presentation with Jared Lenhard, what cannot be digitized will become extremely valuable. And what can't be digitized is being human. Creativity, imagination, intuition, emotions, ethics, these are things that cannot be simulated. Technology is good at imitating, but it's not good in being. And so let me introduce you to this short little video that I hope will help to set the stage of our conversation.
Once upon a time, business as usual was often good enough. No more. Where we are going, good enough is dead. In a world where everything is connected, where everything is equally excellent, where performance is reaching perfection, there's only one space left to innovate in: you. Right now, you are a central point in the raging tornado of change fueled by digitization, mobilization, augmentation, disintermediation, automation. Well, the list goes on. Science fiction is becoming science fact. Think about self-driving cars or computers that can learn and think. The way we work will never be the same. The skills we need will be dramatically different. Winning or losing are now happening faster than ever before. So what's your response? How will you discover new opportunities in one of the most transformational times in human history? Are you driving change, or are you being driven by it? Disruption has become the new normal. With change, it's always gradually, then suddenly, well, things really have stopped happening gradually. This change is exponential. Everything that used to be dumb and disconnected is now wired and intelligent. Cars, cities, ports, farms, even our bodies will be wired with sensors and will talk to each other. These game changers are also combinatorial. They amplify each other, creating a perfect storm of change. Quantum computing fuels big data. The Internet of Things fuels artificial intelligence and deep learning, which fuels robotics. However, anything that cannot be digitized or automated will become extremely valuable. Human-only traits such as creativity, imagination, intuition, emotion, and ethics will be even more important in the future, because machines are very good at simulating, but not at being. Yes, robots and software will do some of our work, but this will allow us to focus on things that cannot be automated. To imagine change squared, you've got to start engaging more with what might be, not just with what is. Immerse yourself in the immediate future, 5 to 7 years out from today. We need to go beyond technology and data to reach human insights and wisdom. Technology represents the how of change, but humans represent the why. The future is about holistic business model. The opportunity is to be liquid, to learn just in time, not just in case, not single improvements, but complete transformations, not individual systems, but new ecosystems. Humanity is where true and lasting value is created. We will engage, relate, and buy things because of the experiences they provide, because of their transformative power. The future doesn't just happen, the future gets happened. The new way to work is to embrace technology, but not to become it. The future is in technology, yet the bigger future lies in transcending it. Let's live and lead from here.
As we have in helping to shape the way we're seeing what lies ahead. And in seeing that, it helped me to sort of shape my thinking on why we are facing the greatest opportunity in the history of the professional industry. As Jard said in that video, humanity is where true and lasting value is created. And we in our industry have the ability to engage and relate with the consumer and resonate with them in such a way that when they buy with much more confidence. We have several competitive advantages that sets us apart from anyone else selling beauty. And the first of those competitive advantages is the experience economy, for which we have the stylist. We have the ability to create these environments where the consumer truly can be educated and engaged and have relatable information and services that take place. The second competitive advantage is you. As distributors, you live in your communities. You are localized. You can help to create real connections and social awareness for the customers that you service, which is the salon and spa professionals. The other factors that are occurring that's creating this great opportunity for our industry is diverse humanity. We have the largest age group in the marketplace today. We have 4 generations of humans that are actively engaged in work, creating new opportunities to for services, for products, for social connections and community building. We also have new humans that have been built. The mixing of ethnicities, the mixing of people traveling all over the world. We have new skin colors, textures, hair colors and textures that is pushing the boundaries on what has been the legacy products in our industry, creating new needs and requirements for products to take care of hair and skin. And fortunately, there's been great innovation in cosmetic chemistry that is also pushing the boundaries and accessing resources from every corner of the globe and putting them together in creative and innovative ways and responding to the consumer's demand for creating products that not only take into consideration profits, but also the people and planets. And so all of these factors are coming together to create this great opportunity. And our industry has one of the best opportunities because everything that you see on the right side of the screen is what more and more people are living for, to live a life with purpose, where they know all of these factors are connected. And through the experience economy, through being able to create these local environments where the community can come together and talk, all of these factors of health and purpose and relationships, they all come together and can be leveraged and turned into profitable business through our industry. So let's look at how that's showing up for us. And one of the ways is that our industry, which is we consider to be the wellness, beauty and wellness industry, is booming. According to the Global Wellness Summit, this particular circle and this one represent the part that we touch. And in this, we've got tremendous growth that's going on. In the US market, we have salons that have continued to grow. This is 2018 numbers with almost 1 million businesses. Of course, many of these are booming in part because of the independent salon owner, booth renter, suite ownership. But nonetheless, the fact is that it is a growing industry. And the spa industry continues to be a growing industry as well. Let's step back for a moment and look at where we've been in terms of how brands have come into the market and how those things have changed. Prior to 2000, brands picked a channel of sales and played in only that channel. What we found over time was that brands could choose to maybe play in multiple channels, but they needed to come into the market in a particular channel, and then they could move down the channels of sales. It was really Aveda and Murad were some of the first disruptors of our industry, changing some of those rules around. But it would really be these forces that have completely eradicated all of these channels of sales and put us all in a situation where we are thinking about what role do we play and how do we bring back retail to the professional salon market. And we are of the belief here at Salon Interactive that the industry has the opportunity because we have some critical competitive advantages. For us as distributors, we need to be aware that this is what the professional beauty market looks like today. Those channels are gone, the pyramid is gone, consumers want product where they want it, when they want it. They want to be able to buy in all of these different markets, and that 50% of all sales will start and or be completed on mobile. It's already happening. This says 2020, but the fact is that this is already where the marketplace is today. So as we move into the future, there are things that we can do today by simply changing our mindset. I am hoping that you will walk away from this presentation and challenge yourself and your staff to be thinking about how we can change our mindset in order to be able to create this holistic business model where we have a true ecosystem and where the humanity that you as individual distributors bring to the marketplace helps your clients, the salon and service professionals, engage and relate to consumers. So as we looked at those companies, Amazon, Ulta, Sephora, that have been great disruptors, these are the things that we believe provide competitive advantage for our industry. The first is the salon service provider. And yes, while Ulta has salons, The fact is that 90% of their floor space does not involve a service professional. The fact is that in our environment, the service professional, according to statistics done by Modern Salon, Bobbitt Media, and many other collectors of data, consumers 32 years and older feel that their service professional is a trusted and qualified authority to help them discover what are the best products and services they need. We need to recognize that this is our greatest opportunity and competitive advantage, and to figure out every way we can leverage that service provider. The second one is the DSC, and I qualify this as a transcending DSC. This is a DSC that is very rare in our industry. It's a very small part, but it's a DSC who is smart and social. They have the ability to attract to themselves qualified people to create great community, and they are focused on, rather than selling in, on selling through. They understand that the service provider's core competency is touching and relating to the consumer, and the DSC is their coach and motivator, and their job is to inspire and empower that service professional. And if we can bring to our businesses these types of DSCs, figure out training programs to cultivate these types of DSCs. Our industry is different from every other commodity industry in that the DSC and the distributor actually have a very important role to play because the service provider is focused on the consumer. The third way that we add value is through you, the professional distributor. Again, you're local, you're connected. Continue to think about ways you can elevate the exposure of your salon and spa locations and your service providers because you live in their marketplace. Many of you have already done this in terms of creating educational locations and educational programs. Think about ways that you can help support your customers in being a part of that education and exposing and expanding their visibility. And finally, one of the ways that we can add value is rethinking our salons and spas. As compared to those competitors we talked about earlier, we have more brick and mortar locations than all of those put together. If we think about the salons and spas, instead of as a service environment, we think of it as an experience center and a place in which we are able to engage consumers and resonate our brands and our services because we are giving them an amazing experience. And today it's the experience economy where consumers are inspired. If we then connect technology, we're able to take those experience centers and make them a place where we're collecting data and utilizing that data to further inspire and empower both the service provider as well as the consumer. Salon Interactive we've met critical mass. We now have well over 300 brands on our platform. We have over 60% of the professional distribution in the marketplace on our platform. And the value of Salon Interactive is that it gives each of you as distributors the opportunity to insert your salon and spa customers in the flow of traffic. And what we really mean is the consumer is already on the internet, much like the consumer was on the freeways. When the freeways in America were being built, McDonald's figured out that those consumers were getting in their cars and driving across the country, and they probably would be hungry. And so they inserted McDonald's restaurants on every off and on ramp across America, and it is really what is considered the competitive advantage that they did to be able to grow into the restaurant chain that they are today. That's all we're talking about doing today. Think of the internet as the new highway, and the consumer is already there. We don't have to change the consumer behavior. That's the exciting part. What we need to do is change our behavior. Us as distributors, us as DSCs, and the service and salon professionals, by changing the way that we think. Now, of course, it's not just as easy as going online. It's not a question of we build it and the consumer will buy. If we post it and they will buy is so 2010. Today, we know that it is going to take far more. And it's important that we take this time to do this because our industry today needs an economic boom. And retail is that opportunity. We know because we have a database of information, 3,000 salons in our database that demonstrates that $6.18 is the average ticket per client visit. There's one outlier of a network that has a different outcome, and that's Aveda. And both Jim Bauer, the founder of Salon Interactive, and myself were very involved in the Aveda network, and we understand why this has taken place and what was unique about that environment, which is everyone has the same data, the same information, the same language that they're using as they talk about products, and it's part of the reason why they have this type of result. Today, after a little over 2 years of Salon Interactive being in place, our average ticket per client visit is $81.68. Why this is important is because this is at the cornerstone of creating that amazing service experience. We know that a customer is 3 times more likely to return if they buy retail on their first visit. And again, if we've already recognized that the consumer is on the internet, we add the service experience. We change the service experience into being a real experience environment where connection and community is built, and we make sure that they leave with retail or they have the ability to buy retail online. Now we begin to empower the salon professional and the consumer. As we wrap up here, it's important to understand that we have the opportunity through Salon Interactive and partnering with each of you as distributors to increase client retention by connecting that physical and the digital beauty experience. Think about and go back to your distributions and with your staff and talk about how can you do a better job of connecting physical activity with digital? What are you doing on your social media platforms? How are you communicating and engaging both your salon professionals and helping them engage their consumers? Think about developing process to reinvent stylists. In our world, we're thinking more of the stylist, and the trend that's going on is the stylist is that beauty and wellness professional. They're consulting and working with the customer in every aspect versus just hairstylist being someone that does hair. We also think that we need to reinvent the experience center, and there's nobody more equipped and powerful to do that than each one of you as distributors. But most importantly, elevate the trusted, qualified professional. Go back to your businesses and think about what are more and better ways that we can help elevate and amplify his or her voice so that they have a better connection with their consumer. With Salon Interactive, we give you those tools to discover, attract, educate, and empower these portions of our industry. This is where we're going. This is the 360 approach to allowing technology to blend into our industry. Right now, we're here. Just use social, be persistent, get out there and start utilizing those tools as much as possible. All of these other pieces, they're already here. They're being used by some of our big competitors. And we as an industry need to come together to be able to use and access these various different resources. And we believe Salon Interactive is that online destination that can become the influencer storefront to enhance that beauty experience. Here's all of the different ways for you as a distributor to understand how to connect print and digital and social so that they play together and give you the opportunity to build your brand. There's all sorts of free publicity that you can access in your local markets, a variety of research data that's available to help you make better decisions about how you're building your business, email tools, and I'm going to turn this over to Joseph here in a second, and he'll tell you about some of them that we have built into Salon Interactive. Media tools, press releases, all sorts of different tools like that that you can use. And hopefully, as a result of being involved with this webinar, if you're not already, you'll explore Salon Interactive and how it can play a powerful role in helping you develop your salons into an affiliate program, into influencers in your marketplace. Consumers are buying product because of video, and video plays a very important role. And in Salon Interactive, we have education down to the product level built into the platform. As a distributor, it's almost impossible for you to afford to build these types of tools. But the fact is that consumers who are 16 to 45 years old spend anywhere from 6 to 30 hours watching beauty videos online. So it's really important for us to be there where she's at. Finally, as I turn this over to Joseph, just understand, as I said earlier, we have 4 generations in the marketplace, and the new normal for marketing is to recognize that those 4 generations are in the marketplace. We need strong online and brick and mortar to be effective with retail. Community is the future of business, and you live in your community. Elevate that as a competitive advantage. Begin to collaborate, and that's our invitation for you to join us if you're not already with us, because Salon Interactive is an aggregation of the beauty industry coming together and collaborating. The future of marketing is being relatable, and so the more we can do to let the consumer know that we understand him and her, and that we can relate to the problems and the needs that they have, the more effective that we will be. Again, humanity is where true lasting value is created, and when we engage and relate to consumers, they buy things based on that experience. And so let me introduce you to Joseph Britton, who will take a couple of minutes to just highlight for you some of the tools that we have within our platform for distributors. Joseph?
Thank you, Patty. We have a fairly robust opportunities for developing emails. We have mass email templates that can do a lot of different things. We can do ones that are developed just focusing on a specific brand and shop now. We also have ones like make your summer color last. We also have ones specific events, auto emails like for birthdays or due back, so they look like this, so happy birthday. We also have one for when your products run low. It'll automatically know when your products are running low and send an email to your clients offering them to buy it, reactivate their purchases. For all of these emails, we do have a fairly robust image library to support all of it. So we really try to make it as easy as possible for you.
Thank you. So as we then sort of wrap up, thank you very much for being with us today. We appreciate your time, and we invite you to, if you aren't with us, to look at booking an appointment with Salon Interactive. We have an event coming up in January 19th and 20th, the International Beauty Expo, where we will be having the very first technology pavilion at that event. It was the Western Buying Conference, and we will be doing 2 educational sessions in the morning and on Sunday and Monday, as well as having some very interesting technology companies that will be there to help you think through how to transcend technology. One of our partners that will be there is a company called Marketing 360 that can help you as well develop some of these various different tools. And finally, join our Facebook group called Interactive Beauty. Just look that up on Facebook and join us in this conversation that we're having. So with that, I'd like to wrap it up.